Hi everybody. So I'm finally going to be giving you guys an update on everything that's been going on, the reason for the hospital stay, and what's been going on afterwards. I initially wanted to do this update sooner, but as you guys can imagine, it's been a little hectic for me. And I just haven't been up to it. I just haven't felt up to it yet. But today, today I am, so I'm going to do the best to update you guys all fully and let you guys know what's been going on. Okay, so I think it's been 2 weeks now. Yeah, I would say so, 2 weeks. It was a Saturday. And everything kind of happened. That happened is kind of crazy. Okay, so it was a Saturday. And my family, everything was going great. My family planned to surprise my partner Cameron with a birthday cake and we're singing him happy birthday. So he came to the door and we all surprised him at the door singing happy birthday and everything like that. It was just great. It was a happy moment for all of us. And yeah, it kind of went bad after that. Okay, so in my excitement to surprise Cameron for his birthday, I kind of forgot that I have some pain in my left side. So my spleen, where my spleen is. At this point, I did not know that it was pain in my spleen. But I knew I had pain in my left side. So normally I'm very cautious and I take it easy. I don't overexert myself, but in the excitement that was going on, I kind of did. I forgot. And so I ran up the stairs in my house because I forgot my camera upstairs and I wanted to record him as he came to the door. And I ran up the stairs and I kind of tripped. And when I tripped, I don't recall hitting anything, but I did trip. I got up and I continued going up the stairs and I came down. At this point, I didn't feel any pain. I guess the adrenaline was going because Cameron was almost at the door and I had to get my camera. So it was yeah, I didn't feel any pain. I had been feeling pain previously, and I've told you guys in a different video that I had been feeling some pains on and off on my left side. Just didn't know what it was yet. So when I went back downstairs after the ceremonies had commenced and we had surprised him and the family was sitting together and everyone was talking and laughing, at this point I started to feel pain in my left side. And I didn't want to take away from the moment. I didn't want to ruin it. Here it was, the whole family was together, everyone was having a good time, and I didn't want to be the reason why that had to change. So I kind of hid it and I sat there, but in my head, my whole time, I'm thinking, what's going on right now? Why is this hurting? And something told me Rose, tell your sister. So usually I tell my sister everything. So I told her in my language, I said, please come to the washroom. I need to show you something. Because I had gone to the washroom and I had seen that there was a bump poking out of my left side now, which I hadn't noticed before. So I'm like, okay, that does not look good. So my sister came to the washroom, and of course at this point I'm very scared. I was really scared because I'm like, what is this bump? Is it another tumor? Just a bunch of things were running through my head. What is this? What is going on? Trying so hard to keep everything together, but at the same time freaking out inside, literally freaking out, just what is this? Is it a tumor? Is it spreading? What is going on? I have a million things going through my head. And so I showed my sister, and my sister right away, she looked very concerned. My sister is she's a nursing, she's nursing graduate, so I told her, because I wanted her opinion on it. And she told me right away, she's like, it looks like something is swollen in there, and it looks like there could be a rupture coming out She's like, she felt it. She's like, you need to go to Emerge right away. We need to go to Emerge. And usually I would be like, no, I'm not going to Emerge. I'm fine. I'll walk it off. That's me. But because of this protrusion and the million things running through my head, I said, okay, I will. And this was terrible for me because it was a terrible feeling because I had to go into the living room now and tell everyone that was there that we need to go to emergency because something's wrong with me. And I didn't want to do that. I have this really strong demeanor sometimes where I don't want people to worry too much about me. And especially in an event like this where everyone's happy and we're celebrating my partner's, birthday, I just didn't want to ruin it, but we kind of had to. So I went into the living room and my mom was there and my partner was there and Dennis was there and at this point my dad was in Toronto because he had to go to for a funeral, something to do with the funeral. So he was in Toronto. And so I went to the living room and I said, I have to go to emergency. That's what came out of my mouth. And everyone was like, what? Wait, why? And I told them, there is something wrong. And I kind of kept myself together. I didn't want to see kind of how much pain I was in. But I'm like, something's wrong and we have to go to Emerge and I have to check it out. And right away, everyone's like, okay. Cameron got up, got me a jug of water. Like he packed some water for me. My sister got me some clothes. Everyone to kind of like band together and get me ready and stuff. And we called my dad, let my dad know I was going to Emerge. And my dad like right away got onto the highway and he rushed. He was like on his way to the hospital, right to the hospital. So we got into the hospital and here I was thinking, okay, going back to the hospital now where I refused them 2 years ago for chemotherapy. They're gonna think I'm freaking crazy. Here I am coming back almost 2 years later and to tell them that there's a pain in my left side after I refused chemotherapy. But we went into Emerge, so we weren't in the hematology department yet, so we weren't in the cancer ward. We were in just the regular Emerge. And so, we went to triage and they put me in a bed and they did xray on me. Results came back. That's when they told me, the Emerge doctor told me, you have a massive swollen spleen. He said, it's the biggest spleen that I have seen in 20 years. I haven't seen a spleen this size before. He's like, my first guess is immediate surgery. And immediate surgery, I was all for that. You don't really need a spleen. Isn't really it's a big filter in your body, but there's other filters in your body. So for it to be removed, if it could cause death to me, I was all for it. I was like, okay, surgery, let's do this. And I'm thinking, okay, maybe I can get them to remove the tumor while they're in there. Just as that's what my brain was doing. But yeah, it didn't work out that way. Of course, the hematology and oncologist department found out Rose is back. Rose is in the hospital. Because they have everything on file. They have all your information, everything like that. So it got to them that here, the Rose is back in the hospital, the cancer patient that was here about 2 years ago, and she's in some pain. So the hematology department comes in, and so I'm all geared up, like, yeah, I want to go for surgery. Let's do this and everything. They came in there, and they seen that it was me and what was going on, and they're like, nope, no surgery for you. We're not doing surgery. The only option we're giving you is chemotherapy. I was like, what? Like, what do you mean? The Emerge doctor said surgery was the best option for this. Let's remove it. And they're like, no, well, this is the hematology case and we're doing chemo. So it's either chemo or you go home. And I said, I'm not doing chemotherapy. I'm not. And then the doctor, she was a female doctor, and she just looked at me like, she was shocked that I said no. Here I was laying there with my spleen hanging out of my body, and I'm saying no to the only treatment that they're offering to give me because the lymphoma was affecting my spleen. So she kind of gave me this look like, this girl is crazy. What is wrong with her? And I'm not even able to tell you guys how many doctors came in after that. I've seen so many doctors when I was in there, all of them trying to convince me to do chemo. They moved me to the hematology ward, and another doctor came in there and said, so why are you here if you don't want chemotherapy? Like, I'm going to be honest, I think the first few doctors were assholes. They were really mean because it was like, because I didn't want chemo, they were just like, okay, so you're going to go home? And the emerge doctor was kind of like, you can't go home in this condition because you could die. Your spleen is that big. It could rupture and you could die. You could go into shock and die. We need to do something right away. So there's no way my family was going to let me go home. And in the condition I was in, knowing what was going on in my system now. And it was like, I don't know if these hematology doctors were trying to scare me, which is probably what they're doing, fear tactics and whatnot. Basically like, okay, well, you can go home if you don't want to be here and all this stuff. Meanwhile, other doctors saying, no, she can't. Her spleen is protruding. And her pancreas, there might be some kind of pancreatitis. I'm not 100% sure if I said that properly. It was like an irritation or inflammation in my pancreas. And so the lymphoma was affecting my spleen at this point. So anyways, it was like, either decide, do you want chemo or go home? And if I went home, it was going home to die. So obviously that wasn't an option for me or my family. Like, okay, you know what? I don't even know if, I can't say it wasn't an option for me because I really did consider going home in my state. My family was kind of like, no, like, I really, because I didn't want it. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't want it. So yeah. Anyways, they came back with tests, and this is the part that was like, yes. They came back with the testing before I consented to anything. And they told me a bunch of stuff about my blood. That's when they found out that I had some kind of something in my pancreas that was inflamed. And they told me that my body was in a state of tumorilosis. Not sure if I'm saying that properly either. But my body was in cancer killing mode. So my body, the cancer in my body was dying at a rapid rate. The cells were exploding and releasing their toxins and they were flushing out of my system. And I was like, what? Repeat yourself, please. She goes, and this doctor was like, she didn't want to tell me. She was bright red, this doesn't happen. You don't come into the hospital with cancer cells dying in your body without chemotherapy. And I told them, I'm like, I've been doing natural remedies. They're working? Yes. So believe me, guys, the natural remedies I was doing were working. I was in a state of cancer killing. The cells in my body were dying rapidly. Something I was doing was working. And this doctor didn't even want to tell me that, but she was obligated to. So she told me, and I was like all excited, and she would try to make it seem like it wasn't a good thing. Well, your body is doing it too fast. They're dying too fast. We have to keep an eye on you. And I was like, if my spleen was not swollen and outside of my body, I would have got up and ran out of there, because if everything I'm doing is working in some way, shape, or form, why am I here? But then again, my spleen. My spleen. Kind of a reminder, yeah, you're not going anywhere right now. So, but that was really good news for me, like to hear that the cancer cells in my body were dying, something was working, everything wasn't in vain. I was, surpassing, yes. I was just really excited about that. But it was good news. It was bittersweet because at the same time, even though I had that news that my body was killing cancer cells very rapidly, there was also the matter of the spleen, which means I can't go anywhere. Your spleen is that inflamed and it's that big and it's poking outside your body. It's kind of a big deal. You're not it's either you do something or something happens to you. That was pretty much the synopsis there. So of course, they gave me time, And they sent in a doctor that was actually really nice. A male doctor. He was the last doctor for me to speak to. All of the other ones I really didn't want to hear. All of the other ones kept repeating themselves, you're going to die, you're going to die. Do you understand? If you don't get this, you're going to die. If we don't help you, you're going to die. And I was like, I understand. I'm going to die if I don't say yes to chemo. You're not going to help me, you're going to send me home. How many times are you going to repeat yourselves? I think honestly that they thought I was crazy. They must have thought I was crazy. I mean, yeah. So, the last doctor that came in, when he walked in, I was like, oh Lord, another doctor to give me the same speech. But no, he came in there and he said, I'm here to answer any questions you may have. I'm here to listen. I hear that you have multiple questions. You don't want chemotherapy, and I understand. I get it. Chemotherapy is a toxin. It is a poison. It is going into your body. He's like, I get it completely. Your fears, your cautions are very valid, and I will tell you all exactly what kind of chemotherapy we're trying to offer you, all the side effects, answer any question you may have. Come back again if you have more questions. And he sat with me for over an hour, which is like crazy because doctors don't do that. They don't. In the hospital, usually it's like they come in, talk to you for 2 minutes, and they're out. And like I said, I had seen a lot of doctors because there were so many doctors coming in there to see me. I guess my case was so weird for them. Like, okay, here's this girl that was, has lymphoma. We're given this much time, and here she is back here. She's doing very well. She looks pretty healthy. But at the same time, her spleen's swollen. Okay. So I guess they all kind of want to see what's going on. But yeah, so finally I left. I was so stressed, and I was so kind of depressed and beating myself up in the head. I don't want chemo, but I can't go home. I don't want chemo, but I can't go home. So I was frustrated. I was angry. So I said to my family, what do you guys think I should do? What do you want me to do? And of course, they wanted me to do chemo. Because their main prerogative was make sure I live. Of course, you're a family. Their main prerogative was like, live. We want you to live. And we can't send you home. We can't take you home when you're like this. It's not going to end well. Not in the state I was in. Could barely move, could barely breathe. It was terrible. So I said, okay. And I said, I don't want chemo. I don't want it though. And I was crying a lot because I was facing a lot of cognitive dissonance. Here I was, lived my lifestyle a certain way for this long, come to find out that my lifestyle was helping and that cancer cells in my body were killing each other. And then to find out that I really had no other choice but to do chemo because my spleen was swollen and could rupture at any moment and kill me. I was like, wow, this is crazy. So the doctor said he was going to come back the next day to give me some time to think about it. And he did come back the next day, and I dreaded it. When he came, he asked, so what's your decision? And it was like a movie, guys. Inside the hospital room, there were so many people in there with me, friends, family, and they all just kind of like shaking their heads like, yeah, she's going to do it. But he was just looking at me because at the end of the day, the consent is me. It's from me. And I said, I guess so. That was my consent. And as soon as I said those words, I started bawling, crying. And my aunt came and sat beside me, and she was holding me. And I was crying. I kept saying, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I was like, it was crazy because I really didn't. And I didn't. But at the same time, I felt like I had to. Really, what choice was there in my family? I didn't want them to go through this hurting and fear stage that they were in. So they put me on one round of chemo when I was in there. And because my body was in a state of tumorilosis, the tumor pretty much was like shrinking so fast. And that was only from one round of chemo. So the tumor has shrunk, and I'm going to wait till it's literally like non-existent because I kind of want to show everyone the reveal of it when it's like completely not there and stuff. It's still there, but it has shrunk, and I give glory to God for that. But yeah, my body reacted very well to the chemo because my immune system is strong. My organs were strong. Everything that I've been doing for the last 2 years has upped my system, has boosted my system's strength. My T cell count was amazing. So for someone that's in stage 4, it was kind of like, to them, the doctors and everything were kind of like, was still like, you know, according to their books, my survival rate is only 40 to 45% for a stage 4 cancer patient with a swollen spleen and everything like that. But according to my system and how my body is reacting, according to everything that my system says, it's like, nah, she's not going to need that. She's not going to do that 40 to 45%. My system's like, she's going to be 100% okay, because already my system is kicking butt. It's kicking butt, major butt. They want to put me on 16 to 18 rounds of chemotherapy, 16 to 18 weeks of chemotherapy. I'm not 100% sure that I want to do that. They're doing a lot of testing on me, which is why they put a PICC line in my arm, so that they don't have to keep poking me with needles and stuff, because they do a lot of testing on me. The moment that I hear that my body is cancer free, because I am still doing natural remedies. Of course, they don't want me to, but I'm going to continue doing them. The only difference now is that I don't need to go to a different country to do a tumor removal. But I'm still buying all my natural remedies. I'm still treating myself naturally at home, still doing everything that I was doing before. So I just want people to know that anyone that's donated or helped me, the money is not going to waste, because I don't want people to think that I'm not going to continue doing natural remedies. Yes, I am. If anything, I'm doing them more now than ever, because I want to make sure that my system is very strong. It's very strong to combat the chemotherapy that they're putting me on. My thing is, once my spleen is back to normal, and I believe that the cancer cells are going to be gone way sooner than they think, because I'm feeding my body the right things. My body's already killing cancer cells based on what I'm doing. I don't think I'm going to be on the chemo as long as they think that I should be on it. I don't think so, because my body's already saying, no, you're not. So I want you guys to understand that all the donations, I'm very appreciative of it, and I'm still going to be using them to buy all my natural treatments. I've been buying natural treatments since I've gotten home. I've gotten myself an ozonator, I've gotten myself a distiller, I've gotten myself a few things, herbs and stuff, and I'm going to continue doing that. So, and even after chemo and stuff, I'm going to continue doing my natural treatments just to make sure that my body does not decide to form more cancer cells, which is something that happens when you're on chemotherapy. Your body decides to, sometimes the cancer cells come back, and they come back worse, and I can't allow that to happen. So I just need you guys to know that I'm very appreciative of everything that happened. All the support and love that you guys sent me while I was in the hospital was crazy. My room was crazy. Flowers, everything, nurses, everything were just like, what's going on right now? Who are you? And I couldn't believe it. I'm like, really, who am I? Thank you guys so much. You guys made me feel so loved, and you guys understand how much that helped me and how much that helped me fight while I was in there. So thank you, and God bless you so much. And another thing, chemotherapy is not free. It's not. When you're in the hospital, everything is free. When you're outside the hospital, I have to pay for everything. The pills I'm on, everything, I'm paying for that. It's crazy. I'm paying for, right now they're trying to see if they can get some kind of coverage for me, because they can't afford that, which is another thing that your donations are helping me towards, buying all these medications and stuff, prescription medications that are not covered by the government. I got 3 pills. 1, 2, 3, not 3 containers, 3 pills. 3 tiny dot pills for $22. 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm like, okay, I can't afford this. I can't afford this without coverage. So right now the hospital is trying to work on some kind of coverage for me. That's insane. I was getting these shots, Neupogen shots, $500 a shot. So they're trying to work out coverage and stuff for me. And I'm praying that the coverage goes through because there's no way I can afford that. Even with all the donations that everyone sent me, if I'm supposed to be doing this for the next little bit without coverage, that's insane. Chemotherapy drugs, I don't know, but the pills and stuff that come with it, people think it's free. Nope. You're still paying for all that stuff. It's not all, no. Some people pay thousands of dollars. It's better than the US, you know, in terms of costs and stuff, but not free, guys. No. I don't want to say if it's the chemotherapy that's not free, but all the drugs that come along with it are not free, and they're hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Very expensive. So I'd use some of the donations towards that too, because I had to get some pills for me. But I'm gonna keep you guys updated on what's happening. This is a really long video. I'm sorry. I'm going to keep you guys updated on what's going on. And I'm still battling myself, guys, in terms of what I'm going to do. I've told my partner that I don't know if I want to go through with the whole chemotherapy. I still don't like chemotherapy, and I still don't agree with it. I'm doing something I don't agree with. It's kind of hard for me. But, my partner also wants me on the chemotherapy for now. So everyone does. Until the tests come back and say that everything is clear, which they will, because I'm feeding my body the right things and I'm doing the right things. So they're going to come back sooner than later saying everything is clear in the name of Jesus Christ. I know God is in control, and I know I'm going to be okay. I just want to thank you guys all, everyone that came to see me, my friends, my family, Charlene, coming from Windsor, people that don't know me across the country, that sent me flowers from across the country. Thank you, Cindy, for sending me that amazing package with all that stuff in it. All the people that came to see me, I can't mention all the names now. People that sent me videos and stuff and messages that I'm now going through. I have hundreds of messages in my inbox, hundreds, and I haven't gone through all of them, but I'm going to try and read them all. But I'm just thanking you guys in advance now. Thank you guys all for doing that. I think that's it. This is a really long video, guys. I'm really sorry, but I had to make it long so I can kind of get everything out to you. And also to my family, I would like my family to be in my next couple of videos. They're very camera shy, more so than I thought. Like, it's crazy. I want them to be in there, but it's like, no, they'll watch me film those videos, but they don't. My sisters, oh, I have to do my hair, I have to do this and this. But one day my family will be in it, because my family is amazing, and I want people to see the kind of support system I have. Like, my dad, who just had surgery, the Monday that I was in the hospital, that I was in the hospital, he had surgery on his leg, because you guys, I don't know if you guys remember. Yeah, I told you in another video that he had a car accident, a severe car accident that almost killed him. It did kill him, but he was resuscitated. And here he was limping his way on his crutches, in his wheelchair crutches, to come see me in the hospital, because, well, I'm his daughter and I'm in the hospital. And thank you for my family members that traveled near and wide to come see me. All the love, all the people that came into the hospital is crazy. So many people came into the hospital, and I thank you guys so much. And the people that are even coming to the house, you guys are always welcome. Thank you guys so much. God bless you all so much. And thank you for your prayers and your support. And that's one thing I need, is the constant prayers and the support, because I'm still fighting. And I know that the battle has already been won, even though I'm fighting. I'm fighting in God's army, and God is never going to let me down. I know I'm going to survive this one way or the other. How can I not? How can I not, with all this support and the prayers and everything like that? I'm going to make it. So I want you guys to keep that in mind, that I'm going to make it and everything's going to be okay. Keep that positive thinking for me. God bless you. Bye.